Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Blitzcast here on the Majors TV. I am Adam Hernandez. A little bit of a different setup tonight, namely because my usual co-host is in Canada right now, but he's still here. Dorf, say hi.
Hey. Hello.
There he is from his hotel room in beautiful, is it Kitchener, Ontario that you're at right now?
Stratford, Ontario.
Stratford, Ontario. Beautiful Stratford, Ontario, where I just learned they have Shakespeare festivals, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's practically what this town is known for.
Oh yeah, Shakespeare. And I said I'm sorry about that earlier.
Oh, that's not what I'm here for, thankfully.
Oh, you're not there for a Shakespeare festival?
No.
Oh.
We're here to make sure that people's aircraft engines still run.
Oh, nice. No, that's important. That is very important. What's your favorite Shakespeare book now that we're or play now that we're on it, Dorf?
None.
Oh, none.
I did take an AP English class, which was half of it was the first half was Shakespeare, and it was just I was just there for the college credit.
Oh,
I was waiting for him to say Romeo and Juliet.
You know what?
It's the only thing that he knows.
I'm going to say Romeo and Juliet. I
think I read I think we ended up having to read like 7 or 8 different one of them, but
yeah,
I don't. They were so not memorable that I don't care.
I actually kind of enjoyed Romeo and Juliet.
I was waiting for him to say Leonardo DiCaprio.
I thought Romeo and Juliet was pretty good. Sorry, I thought it was better than Hamlet.
Yes.
I thought Hamlet was kind of a snoozer.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing was it the King and I? I'm sorry, Dorf. Go ahead.
Othello. My favorite's Othello.
But speaking of snooze fest, that Super Bowl last night. How many?
That's a professional transition, sir.
How many of you were glad it was over when the clock finally struck 0? Because I powered through it last night, and I think all of us here did. But come the fourth quarter,
that's when the excitement happens.
I was thinking to myself, you know what? Yeah, relatively speaking, the last night's Super Bowl, any other time, I mean, the fourth quarter would have still been a complete dud. But I don't know. Like, I saw some people out there like, oh, man, people who don't like defensive Super Bowls, I don't know what they're talking about. No, I'm sorry. Last night's Super Bowl sucked.
I would much rather have a Rams Saints from earlier in the year where it's ends up being like 45-38 or something
Rams,
like that.
Saints,
I'd much rather have that.
Rams KC, something like that. Somebody throw a fucking pie. None of that happened last night. No pies were thrown, nothing. I mean, you didn't have the first touchdown scored last night until just over 7 minutes in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. It was, and you would have thought. I mean, everybody heading into that Super Bowl. I mean, you had the makings of a great game.
You would think.
Jared Goff going up against Tom Brady. You had Sean McVay going up against Bill Belichick. You had an exciting, LA Rams offense going up against, just what the Patriots are able to do year in and year out by taking, rejects and retreads from other teams and putting them together and being being a championship caliber squad. Yet that's what we got last night. We got just a massive dud. And I mean, there are certain things that you can appreciate about last night's game from a pure excitement standpoint.
Punting. Great punt for horns by both punters.
Yes.
Ryan Allen for MVP. He's the real MVP.
But we talked about this a little bit, in Motor City Uncut, and and just really throughout the night. The Patriots' game plan, as we mentioned earlier, and Bill Belichick mentioned this in the postgame last night, that he took a lot of that blueprint from what the Lions were able to do against the Rams in Week 13. And albeit the Lions lost against the Rams in Week 13, it really sort of exposed who Jared Goff was and what that Rams' offense was, going and just bringing the pressure to Jared Goff. Eliminated the option for a play action and just bringing massive blitz on the LA Rams quarterback.
Not edge pressure, just up the gut. We're just going to run over the interior offensive line. that Austin Blythe, John Sullivan, and Roger Saffold were just going to run them over with free, guys blitzing from the second level, and they were successful with it.
Yeah, and Dorf, obviously that not only did that work against the Rams from the perspective of the Bears in Week 14, and I believe it was the Eagles in week 15, but it ended up losing them the Super Bowl. The Rams lost last night because they could not get a sustainable drive going all game long. And I was thinking to myself last night, I'm like, shit. When the fourth quarter came around and you're halfway through it and you're getting down to the the nitty gritty of the game, the final minutes of the fourth, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, damn, whatever team puts together the only good drive of the night is going to win this game, and that's what happened. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Patriots ended up, Tom Brady catching Gronkowski with that
on the lane on the 2-yard line.
Yeah, with that pass, and Gronkowski was relatively quiet all night too. And then you had Sonny Michel going and run it in for the touchdown.
Hell, I mean, the Rams had a shot there. I mean, Brandon Cooks was wide open in the end zone. Goff put too much air under it.
Yeah, but is that? I mean, how do the Rams? What's the Rams' remedy? Because the Rams they're a very, very good young team, Dorf. I mean, people shouldn't.
Here's the thing, man. They're really not that young.
You're right. No, you're right. You're right.
They're actually quite old. I mean, they're young at quarterback, but
they're young at quarterback.
I mean, you look at it. Todd Gurley's in his going to be going into his 5th year. I mean, the tight end, Tyler Higbee's going to, and Gerald Everett are going to their 3rd, 4th year. I mean, the wide receivers are all veterans. Their offensive line's got 2 guys in their mid-30s.
Aaron Donald is in his late 20s.
I would say Goff and Gurley are the same age.
Dominican Suh.
Yeah, Goff and Gurley are the same age at 24.
Okay.
But they're veterans is my point. Mm-hmm. I mean, you still don't have to pay Goff yet, but Andrew Whitworth, their left tackle, is 35. John Sullivan, their center, is 35. Roger Saffold's I think he's 31. Their left guard, Blythe and Haverstein, the right side of their offensive line, they're both on rookie contracts. But I mean, if you look at it, their defense isn't young. I mean, they're all in prime players, but they're not young. They didn't get a lot out of this year's draft class, if you even look at it. So,
is it fair to say though, Dorf, that the Rams are going to be right there next year as well?
They've got one more year before they have to pay Jared Goff.
Okay.
This will be their. I mean, they can spend stupidly again. So.
Okay.
They should be able to still put a good team on the field.
Okay, so just looking ahead to next season, I mean, what do the Rams do to, remedy this problem that they have with being exposed the way that they were in terms of, just bringing that pressure up the gut with them?
So you're going to need to get some. I mean. You're going to need to invest in the offensive line. The left side of the line is, they're all old. Mm-hmm. I mean, you kind of saw them do that. I mean, they spent a 3rd or 4th round pick this last draft on interior lineman with Brian Allen from Michigan State. Mm-hmm. He could play left guard or center next year for him, assuming that he's developed. I haven't kept up on his development enough or anything like that. But you're going to need a left tackle. You're probably going to need 2 offensive linemen, younger ones. And you're going to have to scheme better. You know what they didn't do in response? They didn't get the ball in the perimeter quickly at all, which is the perfect remedy. There was no screen game. That's the perfect fucking remedy for that up-the-gut pressure. That forces them to lay off. That forces them to be more conservative or hesitate on the blitz. You didn't threaten them quick to the perimeter at all the entire night. With that being in mind, there's no reason for the Patriots to get out of it.
Yeah.
We're getting success, and they're not adjusting. So, fuck it, just keep bringing the house.
One of the biggest mysteries too last night too, Dorf, was was the mystery surrounding Todd Gurley and where exactly he was.
The last two games.
The last two games.
In the NFC title game, too.
Yeah, and obviously if Todd Gurley's more of a factor, then, perhaps this is an entirely different game. But what has anybody heard at all what's been going on with Todd Gurley as far as him being injured?
No, and you never will. You never will.
No, because you had C.J. Anderson taking most of the snaps last week. I mean, you're 1 or 2 weeks ago in the NFC Championship game. You never heard last night why Todd Gurley was such a non-factor again. Was the guy hurt? Was he being disciplined for something? What was going on? I mean, I don't know if anybody out there has.
Did Sean McVay just lose confidence in him?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
He might have.
He might have. He might have. I don't know. I mean, you just figure you don't lose confidence though in that guy or a guy like that so quick. Mm-hmm. I mean, considering what he's been able to do for you all season.
Let's take a baseball analogy. I mean, there's two different schools of philosophy. I mean, you have some guys that'll stick with the horse that got him there. Mm-hmm. And ride him even though they may not be at their best in the playoffs or whatever. And you have the other guys that, it's fuck what you've done for me all year. Who's hot now? Mm-hmm. It's kind of philosophy. And I kind of think that Sean McVay might have felt that C.J. Anderson, who put some damn good work in for him down the stretch, maybe was a better option at that point. And instead of sticking with the horse that got him there, he went with C.J. Anderson, who he thought was hotter.
And maybe that's something you just have to respect about Sean McVay and what he's been able to do as a head coach who's only 33 years old. So yeah, maybe that's the case. Maybe that's something that is going to set Sean McVay above a lot of the other head coaches in the NFL. A guy who's not afraid to pull the rug out from some guy when he's not doing that well.
Maybe if he thought his backup QB, which is Sean Mannion, who I'm not sure has ever thrown a pass in the NFL, as being like a third or like a fourth and fifth year guy. Maybe honestly, would he have been the crazy guy that went to Sean Mannion after not playing all year in the second half of the Super Bowl because he thought he gave him a better shot?
Yeah. Maybe. And again, I went over the numbers too, and I don't know if he's that crazy, Sean McVay. But yeah, I mean, going over the numbers, I mean, if there's one guy you would figure that was going to get benched, if there was an option back there who Sean McVay maybe thought would have been could have given him something, it would have been Jared Goff, because Jared Goff really didn't have a great down the stretch season for himself.
He did not finish strong this year.
He did not. No, he did not. He again, he sputtered after that Week 13 win against the Lions, and he really sputtered throughout the playoffs. He did not have a good showing in the postseason for the Rams. Now again, I'm not going to hold that against Jared Goff heading into next season. I think Jared Goff is going to probably bounce back and be just fine, but. Yeah, obviously there's, the Rams do have some work that needs to be done on the offensive line, and it starts right there for them in order to, avoid next season what happened to them down the stretch of this past season. So, but on the flip, though, Dorf, it wasn't just the Rams' offense that got shut down. I mean, you had the Patriots, for the most part, get shut down as well. I mean, this game was tied 3-3 for the majority of the game, and it wasn't until, like we said, the final 7 minutes that the Patriots, I hate saying this, blew it open. But I mean, what did the Rams do that was so effective in terms of shutting down the Patriots?
If you notice the entirety of the playoffs, the Patriots' formula for success was run. I mean, Sony Michel in 3 playoff games had 350 yards and 6 touchdowns. Outside of his 1 touchdown, after the first drive of the game, he was a non-factor. He wasn't really a part of the game plan at all. And the other thing is they took away James White. What did James White do the entire game?
Yeah, he didn't do anything.
Nothing. They took away and forced, I mean, everything for Tom Brady throughout was, dink and dunk to the flat, outside of the one Gronkowski pass to get him right there to set up the Michelle touchdown run. Did they go deep once?
I don't.
I mean, they had a couple. They had a couple incompletions, on deep balls, but they were only successful on that one vertical pass the entire night. And a lot of it was just Julian Edelman. 5-yard out route.
Yeah. I was gonna say
5-yard out route.
Yeah, I was gonna
5-yard out route.
Yeah, what really won that game for the Patriots was what they were able to do on third down, which is the case for the Patriots on most on most weeks. What they're able to do on third down, and yes, what the combination of Brady and Edelman was ultimately what probably won them the game last night. That and obviously what they did on defense, but from an offensive standpoint, it was what Brady and Edelman were able to do. Like I said, especially on third down. But yeah, I mean, throughout the majority of that game, you did have the Rams successfully shutting down the Patriots in order to stay around in that game. While they were getting shut down, they were also shutting down Tom Brady and the New England offense.
The thing is, the Patriots were consistent, be able to move the ball. They just ran out of gas around midfield, and then Ryan Allen pins the Rams inside the 7. I'm dead serious. That wasn't a joke. Ryan Allen for MVP, man. That was another reason I think the Rams offense really could never get going. They were scared shitless of all the pressure they were having. And, oh, crap, every drive starting inside the 10. One mistake here and we're giving up points and giving them the ball back, And just that kind of pressure over and over and over to that, oh, crap, we can't make a mistake here. We can't be aggressive downfield. And, oh, by the way, we're struggling to run the ball tonight. That really kind of limits what you're able to do. I'm not joking. Ryan Allen for MVP, man. That's not a joke.
I know you're not joking, but come on, you can't give the MVP award to a
Why
to
not?
A punter.
That's positionist. That's bigotry of the highest order.
I know. I'm sorry. I need to go to tolerance camp to
Yeah,
make
we're gonna send you to re-educate NFL re-education camp. Hundreds of people too.
Oh man. Anyways, though, amazing though. I mean, aside from all of that, you had Tom Brady, Bill Belichick winning their 6th Super Bowl on their ninth appearance. It really is amazing. It really is amazing what that combination has been able to do. Tom Brady is the greatest. Like I said, the conversation on whether or not Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time ended 3 Super Bowls ago.
Yeah,
it ended 3 Super Bowls ago. What he's doing now is extra.
He's just playing games.
The guy said he wants to play till he's 45.
He can. He's won 2 Super Bowls almost when he's 40.
Yeah, there's no saying that Tom Brady isn't going to be going out there as a 41 or 42-year-old quarterback and going and doing it again. You can't count the guy out. And I know the only debate that's left right now, it seems like, with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick is which one would you rather have? Would you rather have Tom Brady or would you rather have Bill Belichick? And when I was thinking about this to myself, for me, that question really isn't that hard. It's Tom Brady. I'd much rather have Tom Brady than I would Bill Belichick.
Because Tom Brady is going to teach your next quarterback too.
Not only that.
I don't know about that, Sean. If you heard anything about his relationship with Jimmy Garoppolo, he refused to mentor him because Tom's I'm not going to be done by the time his contract's up, so fuck off.
Yeah, that's true.
That is true.
That's true. But I'm going with. Has anybody looked at Bill Belichick's record before Tom Brady was in the mix? He coached
great.
He coached for 6 seasons, 6 years as a head coach prior to Tom Brady coming around. He had 1 winning season. Was that with Drew Bledsoe or something like that? No, he didn't have a winning season with Drew Bledsoe. He coached Drew Bledsoe once, and that was in 2000. He was 5-11 his first year with the Patriots.
5-11 his first year with Drew Bledsoe, and then he started that second year with Bledsoe as his QB, and then he got hurt, and then Brady, Brady'd all over the place.
And the thing is, though, Dorf, too, it's not like Bill Belichick had some great insight on Tom Brady. I mean, they drafted the guy 199th overall. There were 6 quarterbacks taken before Tom Brady in the 2000 NFL draft. There wasn't, like I said, there wasn't any great... Bill Belichick, if that was the case, if Bill Belichick had this great insight on Tom Brady, and they took him when he did just to, get what they wanted because they knew nobody was going to be taking this guy prior to that, and they took him 199th overall in the 6th round, but they knew it. They knew. Bill Belichick knew who this guy was. He knew what Tom Brady was going to be able to do for him. He knew that they were going to lead him on to great things and 6 Super Bowls and 9 total, Super Bowl appearances. Then don't you think he would have started from day one in the 2001 NFL season? No, that wasn't the case. He went with Drew Bledsoe, and the only reason why Tom Brady
ever got off the bench because Drew Bledsoe's leg got snapped in half.
Yeah, because Drew Bledsoe got hurt. And you know what? Beyond that, you had a couple of shaky weeks to start off with Tom Brady. After that, though, when Week 5 came around in that season, Tom Brady forced Bill Belichick's hand. It was like Michael Fulmer when he came up with the Tigers and the way he played. You couldn't send Michael Fulmer back down to Toledo based on the way that he was playing. You'd have been nuts. And Bill Belichick would have been nuts after Week 5 to put Drew Bledsoe back in there. So I don't want to... I mean, people want to sit here and credit Drew or Bill Belichick for doing what he did for Tom Brady earlier on in his career. And you know what? I'm sure... Obviously, he had something to do with it because he was his head coach. But again, it's not like Bill Belichick had some great insight that I'm going to put this guy in from day one and, because he's going to be the greatest quarterback to ever step foot on an NFL field. No, that wasn't the case. Tom Brady forced Bill Belichick's hand to play him, and from there on out, it is what it was. The dynasty was born. Brady went on, beat Kurt Warner in the St. Louis Rams in that Super Bowl, and the rest was history. Now, they're totally synonymous now. I mean, you really can't have one without the other. And, I mean, their greatness goes hand in hand. But if you're asking me a question on who I'd rather have, Tom Brady or Bill Belichick, it's going to be Tom Brady all day long. I don't know. Dorf, did you have anything you wanted to add on to that?
You've summarized my opinion on the subject perfectly.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. No, we did not pre-plan that. That is live radio for you folks.
Oh, great. Sorry to steal your thunder, Dorf.
Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if this one pays off.
I don't know, Sean. Did you wanna?
No, you explained pretty much everything that I was thinking about too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, in all fairness, too, I mean, Tom Brady was stuck. I mean, it's not like he lit the world on fire at Michigan.
No.
I mean, he played behind Drew Henson. I don't think anybody was, clamoring to get that Tom Brady pro day, tape or, lining up to watch him at the combine.
You ever seen the video of him running the 40 at the combine?
I did not. Is it?
He looks like a wounded deer.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna. It's on. It has to be on YouTube.
It is on YouTube. I mean, I want to see the simulcast with him and Rich Eisen running it. Not that Rich Eisen did it at that point. But,
I don't know though. I just don't see where the debate is early on. I mean, I see it now. I mean, like I said, just because they're so synonymous with each other, and this debate will never be settled because you'll never see Tom Brady not quarterback a Bill Belichick team. Obviously, unless he's hurt, which we already saw that with Garoppolo, but
Jimmy G,
but they didn't go on and win the Super Bowl that
and
year.
Matt Castle.
Yeah, they didn't go on and win those Super Bowls, that year.
He did when the Jimmy G was suspended.
When he was suspended. When he was suspended, yes.
Tom Brady was suspended that year.
But it didn't happen with Matt Castle. That's for damn sure. They didn't go on and win a Super Bowl with Matt Castle.
I think they went 11-5 that year with Matt Castle, though.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, I think they did. Yes, the Patriots are still the Patriots. And, yeah, I mean, Bill Belichick was able to craft something out of that, no pun intended, with that team and shit like that. But when it all comes down to it, it all comes down to Tom Brady. I mean, Tom Brady is the man there. I mean, if somebody out there that maybe doesn't get the credit they deserve is perhaps it's Robert Kraft, who was able to manage
hold those two together.
Yeah, the successes of these two guys together for so long, and have that sustainable success between the two of them, where they were able to go on and win 6 Super Bowls for that organization. So yeah, maybe it's Robert Kraft who is the mastermind behind all of this. But I mean, from a on the field standpoint, it's Tom Brady, and I really don't see a good argument for Bill Belichick other than, oh well, Tom Brady was nothing at Michigan, and nobody thought he was going to be anything when he first came into the NFL. But who knows? Who knows? I'll go with Tom Brady. Everybody else is wrong. So.
I just sent you guys a link to Tom Brady's combine. They have a video of it.
It's pretty bad. He didn't even have a good combine either. I've seen that video before.
Yeah, I guess he was lucky enough to get drafted at that point. Then I'll have to watch it when we're off the air. Anyways.
Well, I mean, he did go, the first time he met Robert Kraft in person, he did go with the boss line is, drafting you is the best decision you've ever made. Well, he wasn't wrong.
No, he wasn't. But it is. I mean, it is really amazing, though, what they've been able to do. And I'm sorry, Skip Bayless is probably the biggest moron I've ever seen. I saw something on Undisputed this morning. Where their topic was, did last night's game hurt Tom Brady's legacy? And one of the best responses on Twitter to that,
he has enough rings for multiple hands.
and the best response to that I saw on Twitter to that asinine topic that Skip Bayless was actually going to bring up was, what, did he win too many Super Bowls? Is that the problem with Tom Brady right now? Yeah, it's
Joseph Stalin thinks so. He needs to redistribute the wealth, but
But it is. I mean, it's just an asinine statement from just an asinine talking head within sports media. I mean, Skip Bayless is one of the worst out there, and he'll continue to be one of the worst, coming up with shit topics like that. But anyways, anybody else have anything else to touch on before we close out the Blitzcast season here?
It's draft season, baby.
Yeah.
Go baby, go.
Yeah.
Pay attention for draft coverage. We'll be doing it eventually.
Yep. I do have the next Blitzcast in here somewhere. I'm not quite sure when it's gonna be. Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
Probably gonna be closer to draft time.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be coming up on next month sometime. So, anyways, it's a good season though. Fun season.
Very good season.
Yep. But that's going to pretty much do it for this edition of the Blitzcast. Again, we'll let everybody know when we're going to be coming back with this one. So for